Why do you have to go this morning, Elsa?
I won't be there till gone one as it is. And I've got to get her settled in. She'll take time to adjust, you know, Nick.
She's not the only one.
Besides, what's the point of putting it off?
I mean, I'd better spend a bit more time with Alice. I might as well have gone to work this morning.
I don't know why you didn't.
I wanted to say goodbye to Alice properly. Please, Elsa, stay a bit longer.
The sooner I go, the better, Nick. It's only dragging it out. Oh, come on, Alice.
Look, let me... If you got the 4 o'clock, you'd be there by 6.
I don't want to hang around.
But the more tired she is, the sooner you'll get off to sleep tonight.
Nick, this is only making it worse for you.
Look, you'll have Alice for the rest of your life, Elsa. Why begrudge me of one more day with her? I thought I might take her out. It's not cold and I won't let her come to any harm.
So what am I supposed to do then?
Look, I'll be back by 3:30, I promise.
All right. Make sure you are there. No funny games.
Brilliant. Look what I got from Rachel.
That's nice. You want anything else?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind some more toast, please. Guns N' Roses. When did you get this?
Don't be silly. I asked Rachel to pick something nice. Not that it looks very nice.
Looks brilliant. Thanks a lot.
Hi, Mark. Happy birthday.
Thanks. Look, I'm just popping out, Annie. Thanks a lot for the CD.
What about your toast?
Didn't even open my present.
Elsa,
You busy?
no more than usual. Where's Alice?
Nick's looking after her.
Nick? Shouldn't he be at work?
Frank's giving him time off.
Why?
Well, he knows it's all been a bit difficult for us both, so...
So he's giving Nick time for you to try and get it together again, is he? I rather hoped you had by now. You seemed relaxed enough the other day.
Do you know where Michael might be?
No? Why?
I just wanted to see him.
Anything special? Call in around 6 if you can. He's usually here then.
Yeah. Mum,
What?
you know this job I've been offered in Leeds?
Yes.
Well, the money's good, and I can start whenever I like. Even Monday, maybe.
Elsa?
Or any time.
You've not come to say goodbye, I hope.
It wouldn't be goodbye. Leeds isn't far. You could come and see us. I'd want you to.
You mean it is goodbye?
What would you say if it was?
That you're making the biggest mistake of your life.
So what's new?
Oh, Elsa, please, be sensible. I know you're restless. You're not the first to think the grass is greener somewhere else. Not that you'd find any grass in Leeds, of course.
I've seen enough grass.
You're a Beckingdale girl brought up on a farm.
Yeah, well, I'm not living on a farm anymore, am I?
Even at Demdike, Alice has a much better chance than she ever would in Leeds. You were so happy as a child, Elsa. Do you remember that day I managed a holiday for us all at Scarborough? And you were so upset that you ran away to hide.
And you got so cross you never even came to look for me.
Well, we knew where you were.
In the spinney.
Where you always hid.
I wonder what it's like there now. Have you been up there lately?
Bring back too many memories.
Anyway, I'm not a child now. And Alice might want to live in the city as well when she grows up.
And she might not. If you give her the chance, that is.
We all change, Mum. Look at you. A farmer's wife running Alan Turner's business.
I had no choice. You do.
Yeah, I do. See you then.
Elsa. You will give me some warning if you're going to do anything stupid, won't you?
If you think it's stupid, what would be the point?
Hello, Fish and Game Farm.
What on earth am I going to do, Ma?
Talk to the lad. Treat him like an adult.
I would talk to him if he stood still long enough. I don't suppose you could.
No, Joe. You got yourself into this mess. You sort it out. You should have spoken to him in the first place.
I know, I didn't think.
You calm down.
Maybe it'd be best if I didn't move. Left things as they are.
What?
Well, it might be the easiest thing all round. If it keeps Mark happy.
Joe, you can't keep chopping and changing like this. What about Jack and Sarah? They've told Robert already.
Yeah, but like I said, Ma, I wasn't thinking properly when I said I'd move out.
Well, it's too late for that now, and it wouldn't sort things out for Mark.
What if he refuses to move? I mean, I can't just chuck him out, can I?
You'll just have to sort it out with Jack and Sarah.
So what happened? Rachel said video was boring.
It got recorded over. Chris blames the video firm.
Well, why would they want to mess it about?
Well, I don't know who else would do it.
It must have been Zoe.
Out of kindness to you.
Is that the only copy?
As far as I know. Anyway, it's the only one Rachel's likely to see, so you can stop worrying about her getting wrong ideas. She gone back to university?
Yesterday.
Did you give her a loving farewell kiss?
Yeah, I did as it happens.
I'm glad. Best thing to do under the circumstances. Send her away happy.
Well, that's not why I kissed her.
Guilt?
No.
Cheer up, Michael. It's over and done with. So how about coming round for supper tonight?
Well,
Could ask Archie to join us too, act as chaperone. Michael, we're just good friends, you know that.
yeah, that's right.
So, see you tonight then. Just for supper. Promise.
Well, I don't know, Jack. I never bargained for Mark and Rachel as well.
Rachel will hardly be there.
Yes, but when she is, we'll have Michael hanging around too.
Oh, I've forgotten about him.
Honestly, you and Joe done off muddle things up between you.
It's not my fault, it's Joe's. He should have talked to Mark.
He'd never have thought about moving without you going on at him.
Oh, that's not fair, love. It is the right thing to do.
Oh, yes, I know, for you and Joe. But what about the rest of us? I don't want to have to start cooking and cleaning for Mark.
No. Well, I take your point.
Yeah, and I can see Mark's point as well. I mean, why should he move? It's his home. It's the only secure thing he's had in his life for the past couple of years. I don't want to make him feel unwanted, Jack.
There's only one thing for it, then. We'll tell Joe not to move and we'll stay put.
Yeah. Well, that might make Annie happier. She didn't want us all to change anyway.
For tomorrow night? And how many will it be?
I'll take care of the restaurant bookings, thank you, Carol.
If you could just hold the line a moment, sir.
Yes, sir? Well, it's certainly wholesome, whether you call it plain or... Yeah. Right, so that's 2 for tomorrow night. Yes, I do understand, sir. Nothing fancy. Right, thank you. 2 more fish and chip suppers, no doubt.
Good wholesome food doesn't mean fish and chips.
Where are you going with that?
To the kitchen.
I'll take that, thank you. You've done more than enough damage in my kitchen already.
I'm only trying to give you a hand.
Your place is the bar, for the time being, at any rate.
Just stand up to him, love. Give as good as you get. That's what I always do. It works a treat.
Oh, yes. Tell him about your birthday then, Seth.
Now then, love, you promise not to say a word.
What about, Seth?
No, Mrs. Bates.
You can't say I didn't warn you, Carol.
Have you seen the write-up in the Courier?
Yes, and I can imagine what Alan said when he saw it too.
He's talking about sacking me.
You're surely not on Alan's side over this, are you, Elizabeth?
I can understand how he feels.
Such loyalty.
I'm sure Carol doesn't need me to fight her battles. Not with you as her champion, Caroline.
I like working here.
You've just got to humour him, Carol. Go along with everything he says and always let him think he's had the last word.
Even if it's fired.
Stand up to him, love. That's what I say.
And one more thing if you want to keep your job. Don't ever, not ever, take advice from Seth Armstrong.
Mum and I used to come here. Picnic. It's beautiful, isn't it? And in the summer, it's covered in water lilies. You will see them, Alice. I promise.
And what sort of clientele can we expect now? Frank takes lorry drivers, I wouldn't be surprised.
Alan, I doubt if the Courier has a wide circulation in the haulage business.
No, filter coffee. Delicately served with after-dinner mints for the sort of people who want a cup of char and a bottle of sauce on the table.
Oh, don't be ridiculous, Alan. As soon as they see your menu, they'll realise what sort of restaurant it is.
But they'll have driven all our regular patrons away. I mean, there were a couple booked in tonight who just didn't turn up. They probably read the Courier and thought this wasn't the sort of establishment they were expecting. I am not running a quality restaurant for the sort of people whose idea of a teaspoon is a plastic stirrer.
Alan, calm down. You're going to undo all the good the health farm did you. And especially when Elizabeth spent so much effort persuading you to go.
Caroline, I am sorry to say this, But you would have thought that somebody like Elizabeth Feldman would have taken better care of my business interests while I was away, wouldn't you?
Hey, Mark. You're out of school early.
Yeah, well, I'm in the sixth form. You know, allowed to work at home when I can.
Especially now you're 18. You didn't open my present.
Oh, no. I'm sorry, I forgot.
That's all right. It's just some record tokens. I couldn't outdo Ma's present, I'm afraid.
Yeah, it was great.
Look, I was thinking, now you can do it legally, you fancy having a drink tonight? We can get Jack and Sarah and go down to Woolpack.
I'm sorry, but I can't. I'm going out with Dan.
Dan where?
Into Skipdale. I am 18.
Yeah, I know.
So, I'm sorry, but can we make the Woolpack some other time?
Sure, no problem.
Thanks.
Mark, have you thought any more about what I said? About moving to home farm with me?
Yeah. Yeah, I've thought about it.
And?
Well, I'm not that bothered. I mean, I might not be around here for much longer anyway.
You're going to be here for ages. I mean, your A-levels aren't until the summer.
Well, that's if I take them at all. I just feel like packing in school altogether at the end of this term.
You'll do nothing of the sort.
I can do what I like. What's the point of taking A-levels?
What's the point? A university won't even look at you without A-levels.
Who doesn't want to go to university? I'm not clever like Rachel.
Kathy? Wasn't expecting to see you here.
Oh, so I see. I popped in to put a casserole on. Where have you been?
Just picked up a couple of things from the DIY. Thought I'd drop them here on the way back to the office.
A couple? Looks like the whole store, more like.
If I'm going to do the job properly, I need the tools.
Well, it looks like you've got all the tools you'll ever need there, Chris. See you tonight.
Mark, I want a quick word.
I've got a bus to catch.
You've got 10 minutes.
Go on, then.
Is all this nonsense because of me moving out?
What nonsense?
How are you going to earn a living if you leave school?
I can always get a job as a waiter.
The Woolpack? The peanuts that Turner pays you?
No, not there. London, maybe. Look, at least while I'm at the Woolpack, I'm getting some experience.
Look, you should be studying, not waiting at table. Besides, that's not a point.
Well, what is then?
Oh, come on, Mark. You've always been able to talk straight to me before.
Yeah, that's because I always thought you talked straight to me. I'm 18, Joe. I can make my own decisions.
Exactly. I just think you ought to think before doing something rash.
All right. Like you mean? The way you thought about asking me to leave Emmerdale. Well, I've thought about it, Joe, and I'm not going to. All right? Come on, Dan, we're going to miss the bus.
You see? Magic.
Why'd you put the brackets so close together?
Oh, it's the only place I could get any purchase for the screws. You see, most of the wall's rotten, but they're firm. You could swing on those. Only you don't have to prove that, Kathy. Now, all I have to do is cut off the end of the shelf and screw it on.
Well, why don't you just move the bracket along a bit so you don't have to cut it at all?
I'd look neater this way. What do you think of the new workbench? It's got its own vice. You can saw at any angle.
Oh, great. At least you'll always be able to get a job as a DIY salesman. Chris, how much did all this cost?
Can't remember.
I saw a shelf unit in Houghton the other day. About this size, just stood against the wall. Didn't cost much.
But don't be so defeatist. Be really proud of all this when it's up. All my own handiwork.
Elsa, where have you been?
Just wandering about mostly.
You've missed your last bus. It's gone 7.
Where's Alice?
She's in bed, of course. When you didn't come back. Look, Elsa, you can't go tonight. Not now.
I'll get a taxi.
What, all the way to Leeds?
Why not?
Why didn't you come back earlier? You've been having second thoughts, haven't you?
I went up to the old farm this morning.
It's quite a walk. Why?
Oh, I'd been to see Mum and we got talking about the old days. It was something to do while you were with Alice. Saying goodbye to it all, I suppose.
You don't have to say goodbye, you know.
Yes, I do.
Before you met me, you'd not been anywhere except Blackthorn Farm. How can you bring yourself to
we
do
all
this?
changed, Nick.
Not all.
I'll call the taxi.
Look, Elsa, wait. You can't cart her off. Let her have a good night's sleep. I took her down to the stream at home farm at dinner time. Do you remember that picnic we had there? You said you'd marry me. Why didn't you come back earlier? You wanted to miss the last bus, didn't you? You don't really want to go to Leeds, do you?
Push harder.
Yeah, I might bring down the brackets.
Of course you won't.
Okay.
There it is, then.
Hey, they're lovely. Do you think they're a bit short?
Maybe a bit shorter than I intended, but firm as a rock. You can't pick holes with that.
No, even the ones round all the brackets look quite attractive, really. The middle one doesn't look quite level, Chris.
Of course it's level. Bubble's dead centre. Well, nearly.
Oh, it's fine, love. Congratulations.
It's this floor that's not level, or the ceiling. It's like this door frame. No wonder the door doesn't shut
We
properly.
can live with the door, Chris. Now, can we make a little bit of room so we can find somewhere to eat, please?
Get it off its hinges tomorrow, take a bit off the bottom.
Chris.
We can't live with a door that doesn't shut properly.
It's simple. You just place a chip on any number you fancy, and if it comes up, you laugh it.
So why do they put them on the corners?
Because that way you cover 4 numbers at once.
Well, why doesn't everyone do that?
Because then you'd only get a quarter of the winnings if the number comes up.
All right. Well, come on then. I want to have a go.
Chuck some money down then.
But I thought I needed some chips.
Oh, he'll give them you. Shall I do it then? Well, that is what we're here for.
Right. Here goes.
You'll miss it here, you know.
I know. It was so quiet and peaceful up on the hills. I sat and watched the orchestra for a while.
You'll not get that in Leeds.
When I was a kid, I used to come home from school with Michael. And we used to go down to this little stream that had trout in it. We used to try catching them with our hands. We never did.
I'll never forget Seth teaching me to catch trout by tickling them. Never did get the hang of it.
I always wanted to go at that.
You'll never be happy in Leeds, Elsa. You're too much of a country girl.
Well, I reckon 18's got to come up sometime. Oh, yeah? Yeah.
Just a minute, lads. Can I see your membership cards, please? Thank you. What about you, son?
I'm his guest.
And how old are you?
I'm 18. It's my birthday today.
That's what they all say, son.
I'm not your son.
I'll say, I'm afraid you'll have to leave.
Why? I just told you I'm 18.
He is.
I keep quiet if I was you, lad. You don't want to lose your membership. Now then, can you prove it?
I don't have to.
In that case, out. Come on.
Come on.
Come back in a couple of years, when you've grown up.
I'd have put candles on the table, only I didn't want you to think it was too romantic.
Oh, that looks nice. What is it?
Just a hot pot. I didn't want you to think I was putting myself out.
Well, so long as it goes with the wine.
Oh, looks nice.
Well, I hope so. Who's on special offer? Look, I thought you said Archie was joining us.
He had to go out.
He thought he might be in the way. I did tell him he wouldn't be, promise. Still, we don't need Archie here to make sure we behave sensibly, do we?
I'm sorry, Nick. It's no use.
But you just said yourself, Elsa, how much you'll miss it.
Well, of course I will. I grew up here. You can't just walk away from something without missing it. But it doesn't mean to say I shouldn't be leaving.
Then at least leave Alice with me.
Don't be daft. She's my daughter.
Why is it so daft? She's mine too. Look, I know you don't want me anymore. You want to be free, Elsa. Start again. Without Alice, you could do that. You'd have the whole world to choose from. I do know what you want and how you feel. It's not what I want. But I do understand, Elsa.
How could you possibly look after her?
Try me.
But you have your work.
Oh, and you don't too in Leeds. You think you can have a job and at the same time look after Alice. Why don't you think I can? Because I'm a man?
Oh, Nick, I'm sure you can look after her, but that
Look, she trusts me. She'd be happy with me. And she'd be in Beckindale where there's loads of friends who'd help. In Leeds, you don't know anybody. Just childminders.
I saw you with her at the playground. I watched you both.
Well, then you saw for yourself.
At last. I've left my address on the mantelpiece.
Elsa, please.
I really do love Rachel, then. I want to marry her.
Yeah? When she leaves college? That's 3 years. Are you going to live like a monk till then? I doubt if Rachel sees herself as a nun.
She just thinks you're trying to get even with her.
Maybe she was right at first. But it's not like that now. Come on, Michael. Archie won't be home till the morning.
Elsa, please. I don't know what I'll do without Alice. You can't do this to me.
I know it's terrible, Nick, what I'm doing to you. I know how much you love her.
Well, then don't do it.
I have to, Nick. We can hardly stand each other now. And if I stayed, we'd just end up hating each other. And that wouldn't do Alice any good.
I love her.
I love her too, Nick. I couldn't leave her. I'm a mother.
Look, I could bring it to see you whenever you liked.
I'm sorry.
You could come back here anytime, Elsa.
It's too late.
Never be able to manage Elsa. You'd be all alone. Elsa, please, you can't take her away from me.
I'll call you, Nick.